Have you ever noticed how most people enter a new year the same way they enter a crowded room? Tentatively, apologetically, as if they need permission to take up space. They make resolutions they don't believe in, set goals they won't remember by February, and promise themselves change while secretly expecting failure. But what if I told you that the way you begin 2026 will determine not just your next 12 months, but the entire trajectory of who you become? That there's a difference between starting a year and claiming it, between participating in time and commanding it. Carl Jung said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." Notice that word. Choose, not wish, not hope, not try, choose. And choosing requires something most people have forgotten how to access: intentionality. When you start 2026 like you mean it, you're not making resolutions, you're making a declaration. To yourself, to the universe, to every version of you that settled, that gave up, that said, maybe next year. You're drawing a line in the sand of your own existence and saying, everything changes now. But here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Most people will not do this. They will enter 2026 exactly as they entered 2025, 2024, 2023, with the same complaints, the same excuses, the same energy. And by March, they will have forgotten they ever wanted to change at all. Because wanting is easy, deciding is terrifying. Starting like you mean it requires you to face something uncomfortable. The fact that until now, you've been half committed to your own life. You've been present but not engaged, participating but not creating, reacting to circumstances instead of architecting them. Jung spoke about what he called psychic inertia, the tendency of the human mind to continue in its current pattern unless a significant force intervenes. You've been running on the same internal programming for years, the same morning routine, the same thought patterns, the same relationships, the same limitations you've dressed up as personality traits. And the mind loves this, because predictability feels like safety. But here's what they don't tell you. That safety is a cage, and the longer you stay in it, the more you forget what freedom even looks like. When you start 2026 like you mean it, you break that inertia. Not with force, with clarity. You look at your life honestly, perhaps for the first time in years, and you ask the questions that matter. Who am I becoming if nothing changes? What am I tolerating that's slowly killing my spirit? What would I do if I wasn't afraid of looking foolish, of failing, of being misunderstood? These aren't comfortable questions, but comfort is precisely what's been holding you back. Here's what will happen when you actually commit to starting this year differently. People will panic, not because you're doing anything to them, but because your transformation exposes their stagnation. The friend who keeps you in endless venting circles will feel threatened when you start solving problems instead of just discussing them. The family member who's comfortable with your smallness will accuse you of changing when you expand. The partner who benefits from your low self-esteem will suddenly have concerns about your new attitude. Jung called this projection. They're not seeing you, they're seeing what your growth means about their lack of it. And this will be your first test, because starting like you mean it requires you to be willing to be misunderstood, to be called selfish when you're simply becoming self-aware, to be labeled as cold when you're just no longer accommodating dysfunction, to be accused of arrogance when you're finally stepping into confidence. And here's the brutal truth. Some people will leave, they must, because the version of you they knew was built on your limitations. And when those limitations disappear, so does the relationship. This isn't tragedy. This is evolution. Every day you wake up with a finite amount of psychic energy. Jung understood this deeply. Your mind is not an infinite resource. Every worry, every resentment, every compromise of your values, every person you're trying to please depletes this energy. And by the time you get to the things that actually matter, to your real dreams, your authentic goals, you're running on empty. Then you wonder why you never make progress. It's not a lack of ability, it's a lack of energy management. When you start 2026 like you mean it, you become ruthlessly protective of your energy. You stop arguing with people who aren't interested in understanding, maintaining relationships out of obligation rather than connection, consuming content that makes you feel worse about yourself, tolerating environments that slowly drain your vitality, explaining yourself to people who've already decided who you are. This isn't cruelty, it's self-preservation. It's understanding that you cannot build the life you want while still feeding the life you've outgrown. There's a phase that comes right after you decide to start differently. A silence, an emptiness. The old patterns are gone, but the new ones haven't fully formed yet. This is where most people panic and run back to familiarity. But Jung knew this space well. He called it the void, the necessary darkness before rebirth. You must be willing to sit in this discomfort, to not fill every moment with distraction, to not rush back to what's comfortable just because the unknown is unsettling. In this silence, something profound happens. You begin to hear yourself, not the voice that's been conditioned by others' expectations, not the internal critic that sounds suspiciously like people from your past, but your actual voice, the one that knows what you want, what you need, what you're capable of. And when you start listening to that voice, when you start building from that place, everything changes. Not overnight, not magically, but inevitably. Starting 2026, like you mean it, is not about grand gestures or dramatic transformations posted on social media. It's about the quiet, consistent choices that compound over time. It's waking up 30 minutes earlier, not because you have to, but because you're building something that matters. It's saying no without over-explaining. It's ending conversations that lead nowhere. It's putting your phone away and actually thinking. It's choosing the difficult workout over the comfortable excuse. It's having the hard conversation instead of letting resentment build. It's small, it's daily, it's invisible to everyone except you, and that's exactly why it works. So I ask you now, looking at yourself honestly, not the version you present to others, not the story you tell yourself, but the real you, the one who knows the truth. Are you ready to start 2026 like you actually mean it? Are you willing to be uncomfortable, misunderstood, and alone if that's what it takes to become whole? Are you prepared to lose people who only loved your limitations? Can you handle the responsibility of becoming everything you're capable of? Because if you can, if you truly can, then this year will mark the before and after of your entire life. The moment you stopped waiting for permission and started creating on purpose. The moment you stopped being shaped by circumstances and started shaping them. The moment everything changed because you finally decided it would. Now write in the comments, I choose to begin. Let's see who's really ready.